guys, welcome back. So today's gonna be my foundation / acne coverage routine. This will work for any kind of hyperpigmentation, acne scarring, active acne, any discoloration in general. This is just how I do my makeup on a more daily basis or when I feel like I need extra coverage. It will be featuring the Cover FX Custom Cover Drops, and I will tell you this now that thanks to this guy, I get the coverage that I want out of all foundations that I use. This mixes in with almost everything that I mix it with, to be honest. There's only one moisturizer that I've mixed it with that it didn't work so well with, so I don't do that anymore. But this is a great addition to your makeup collection. If you were skeptical about it, there's no need to be. This literally works amazingly well. You can use this by itself, but I will be completely honest with you, I've done that before, and sometimes the pigmentation is too much for me. Which is really weird because, like, I do like a full coverage look, but yeah, this alone, like, because it is more on the purely pigmented side of things, it literally, like, it'll give you that pigment. Like, there's no questioning it. Like, that's what it looks like when it comes out, and when you're blending it on your skin, if this is not the pigmentation you want to mix this in with something. So please be mindful of that if you are gonna pick this up and try it out. Other than that, I do highly suggest it. I don't want to say recommend because I am no professional. I do highly suggest this foundation, this pigment, however you want to put it. In general, it works really, really well. I'm more than happy with it. It is $44, but it is worth the money, at least to me. This is one of the only foundations that I've tried that I haven't been like, ugh, let me return this. I don't want to use it. I've had that, like, with the Bare Skin foundation from Bare Minerals. With that one, I know I favorited it, but it doesn't even compare to how this works. I did mix it with the Amazonian Clay foundation, as you will see in the upcoming footage, but it's only because it is a medium coverage on my skin, so this one kind of boosts it up a little bit and it doesn't make it as thick. I know a lot of people complain about, like, this being a very thick foundation and everything. I feel it's very lightweight and I barely feel it on my face. So, I mean, to each their own, but that's just how I feel about it. It's like holy grail status, and I've only had it for a month. Now that says something, right? So if you are interested in seeing how I get a full coverage look using this product, just keep on watching, and I will see you guys at the end of the video. So this is my face without makeup, and it sucks, or at least I don't like it. I really don't. Like, it irritates me. It made me not want to do stuff for YouTube, but I figured the easiest way for me to get over it is to just put it out there and be like, yes, I know, I have shitty skin. As you can see, I have plenty of scarring, still active red marks from blemishes that have gone down. This scar has not gone away in so long, and right now I'm trying to use, like, serums to help calm it down and everything, but we'll see how that goes. My forehead, for the most part, is the clearest part, and I even have acne under here, so it's not fun. It's not something I want to deal with, but I'm slowly working through it. My acne has actually gotten a lot better than it used to be. Like, I used to have really, really bad cystic acne. Like, even going like this would hurt, and it is horrible. Like, so this is what I'm working with and all of that, and this is gonna be how I cover it up. I'm gonna start by prepping my face with the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water. I've been trying this out to see how it works. I haven't noticed much of a difference using it, but at the same time, like, I see myself grabbing it every day. We're gonna start by spraying our face. And then I like to go in and make sure it's everywhere I need it, and I press it in and everything. So yeah, these are the two foundations that I use on a regular basis just so I can get my full coverage. I do prefer a fuller coverage on a daily basis than like a sheer coverage, only because this is not something I want to walk outside with, and it is the Tarte Amazonian Clay. I'm in the color Medium Sand, and the Cover FX Custom Cover Drops, and I have the color G30. Now these two together, you can get maximum coverage very easily, but with the Custom Cover Drops, you can add this to almost whatever you're putting on your face, really. You can use this to add more pigment, basically. It is actually too pigmented for me to use by itself, so that's why I like to mix it with this. At least I know it'll give me the coverage that this doesn't. Does that make sense? This on me is a more medium coverage than it is a full coverage, so that's why I love this guy. I'm going to be mixing it on a Bath & Body Works lid, because there's no need to buy a palette if you have something that you can use as a palette. And a Real Techniques buffing brush. I spot clean this brush every day only because I don't want to further spread the acne bacteria all over my face and everything, and I like when my brush is more on the damp side, so sometimes I will spot clean it right before I do my foundation, or I will dampen this to help shear it out a little bit. I know that seems counterproductive, but I feel like it spreads the foundation a little easier when you're using a damp brush. Does that make sense? I feel like I'm not making any sense. Put a dime size amount of the Tarte Amazonian Clay foundation on my little palette here, and then with the Custom Cover Drops you have to shake it up so this way all the pigment and everything is mixed very well. If you don't shake it, this pigment comes out weird. And this totally worth like every penny. I feel like being a person with scarring and having things to cover up, I feel like if you don't get the coverage you want out of a foundation you really like, this can only make it better. So I'm going to take some in the dropper here. I'm going to put about 5 drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. With the Amazonian Clay. I know like at the display that they have for Cover FX that it says like you only need 4 drops, but I want to be sure that I'm going to get the coverage I want. So I'm just going to mix them together and everything, and then we're going to dot it all over our face. Take what's on my finger, and I'm going to start by putting it in spots where I know I need more coverage, so this way I can blend it out from there. So I'm going to put a pretty hefty amount on my cheeks. To make sure that I'm getting all the coverage I need / want. And I only take a little bit on my forehead only because I don't have a very problematic forehead. So yeah, and then I'm going to take my Real Techniques buffing brush, and I'm going to start like in the center and dab and kind of push down at the same time and kind of work the product into my skin to make sure that I'm getting maximum coverage even though I put extra pigment in it. And I do take this over my eyes, even though, you know, it's not necessarily necessary, whatever. Just to cover up the veins and everything, because I do not use concealer, really. I don't feel a need to when I'm using the Custom Cover Drops, because it covers everything very well. And as you can see, that covered everything quite well, or at least well enough for me where I'm happy. And I just took a little bit on my brush, just dabbed it into the foundation a little bit. And I'm going over more areas where I feel like there needs to be more coverage. So more on my cheeks. And blending that in. And you could use a beauty blender for this. I have done that before, but I feel like it's a lot less messy if I use a brush. Okay, and then I'm also going to take what's left, take a little bit more on my brush, and run it down my neck so this way it all blends in really well, all of that good stuff. So this way it's not like a mask. My forehead is the only place that I really buff it in, only because it is a way that it shears it out for me. And it works it into the skin as well. My cheeks, I'm a little afraid to buff it, only because I don't want to remove too much product from where I'm placing it. There we go. Okay, so now that everything, for the most part, is covered, I'm going to let it set a little bit before I set it with a powder. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to do my brows real quick. Now that my brows are on and I'm happy with how they look, and I know they look really intense right now, but it's only because I haven't done anything else, and so it's just a blank canvas and brows. But I'm going to go in with the Too Faced Primed and Poreless. This is the loose powder. I wish I would have gotten the pressed powder, but On Base doesn't sell the pressed one for some reason. So I'm going to take a little bit on a powder brush and kind of just pat it into my skin. This way it kind of locks it in. And I look poreless, hopefully. Who knows? This stuff is not fun when you end up breathing it in. And I am going to powder over my brows a little bit just to make them a little less harsh. And there we go, powdered face. To make my skin not so flat looking, I'm going to go in with the Rimmel Natural Bronzer in Sunlight. I've been really liking this bronzer a lot lately. It's not too orangey, or at least I don't feel like it is. Maybe on the skin it looks a little more orangey, but in the pan it's not too orangey. But it warms up my face really well. I really like it. Since my brush has like this slider on it, I like to make it a little more dense when it comes to bronzing my nose. And I'll actually use this bronzer to kind of contour my nose a little bit. Only because I have like fat nostrils. So I'll run it down the sides of my nose and everything, just to give it a little more shape, or less of a flared shape. And then do the tip of my nose, because that's where the sun usually hits. There we go. I'm new to bronzing, so I know that sometimes it can look a little patchy on me, but yeah, hold your comments, your mean comments towards me. I'm still new to this. Face has definition, thank God. We're pretty much set. So when I'm feeling a more natural highlight, if that ever makes sense, I like to use this eyeshadow that I got in my Ipsy bag a few months ago. This is the J-Cat Beauty Flying Solo eyeshadow in the color Half Naked. And it looks really orange in the pan, but it is like super shimmery. And it actually works as like a really good highlight. Like, I like it. Like that's it right there. Bam. Highlight. And I feel like this looks like a lot more natural than the e.l.f. highlighter that I have. I have it in like Moonshine, Moonstone, something like that. I don't remember. Like the baked highlighter, that one to me is a little too intense. So take a little bit on the tops of my cheeks for that little bit of glow. I know people with acne don't like to have a lot of highlight, but I like feeling glowy, so I give no fucks. And then I'm also going to take this on my brow bone a little bit, just to highlight that. Hopefully not get it in my brow. And give it a little bit of a lift. And my Cupid's bow. I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of my makeup, and I will see you guys in just a moment. So that was my foundation routine, I guess you could say. If you do want a video on how I did this eye look, I can do that for you guys, just let me know. But as you can see, I really do love this stuff. Like, I would buy multiple bottles right now if I had the money for it, but it is $44 at Sephora and Ulta. If Ulta carries it, I'm not too sure, but it is totally worth every penny. So that's everything for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. And if you want to, you can follow me on Instagram too, at jboo, the same way it's spelled here. Lastly, if you have any comments, questions, concerns, suggestions, anything like that, you can always leave them down below in the comment section, or you can direct message me on here. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys later in my next video. Bye!